Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Another full day of fun and frivolity. Fortunately, everything's going so well right now that, we can just
have fun.
Have fun the whole day.
Breakfast food day?
Yeah. Your favorite breakfast food. That's what we're talking about.
Nothing else going on.
Is somebody bringing some in?
Our
I'm a
favorite
fan.
breakfast food? Yeah, me too.
Just mention food and Jeffy perks up.
So apparently Kamala Harris isn't super popular with the American people. What? When did that start?
Look at those numbers, man.
Negative impression of her, 49%. Positive, 32%. So she's 17 points underwater. It surprises me it's not bigger.
Now, secondly,
It sure is.
Yeah, the least popular vice president ever. Yeah, I mean that you got to be trying, right? Because you're the vice president.
There's almost never been a super popular vice president that I can think of. Is there? Who's been a popular vice president?
You're just kind of there.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just a holding piece.
But with her, more people dislike her than like her.
Well, it's got to be because she's a woman, right? It's a woman
and a woman of color.
Yeah.
It's
gotta be.
Sexism and racism, misogyny.
It can't be because she's terrible.
Yeah, it can't be.
No, it can't be because of that.
For quotes like this, talking about LGBT rights, this fight is not over. When I look at the fact that in our country, we're looking at somewhere around 600 bills being proposed or passed, anti-LGBTQ, book bans, a policy approach that's don't say gay, people in fear for their life, people afraid to be.
That's said better than she said it.
I mean, yeah, we don't want our kids reading pornography in schools. Therefore, they're
Jeffrey does.
now
But
fearing for their
most of
life.
us don't.
No,
The vast majority of us do not.
No, I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't
right.
care.
Okay.
That's the point.
Live and let live.
Thank you.
She's also making wonderful videos like this.
Oh, good.
now, secondly, I'm going to tell you the banger of the summer, okay? That you need to play for your people, and they're going to love it. Everybody's going to go crazy.
For your people.
I like it.
There is
Yes.
nothing likable
This is
about
the
this
song of
one.
the summer, okay? So you need to tell the DJ to have that going,
Okay.
All right.
So bad.
What?
I don't know.
And where are they? Where did that happen? And who is he?
I'm glad you asked. First of all, I don't know the answer to who he is. But do we have the still shot of the sign behind him? He's at the. They're at the Stonewall Inn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, brother. For the
Where it all began.
Stonewall
Where it
riots.
all began.
67 or whenever that was.
Where it all began. He's one of those morning TV hosts, right?
Oh, cool.
He's who?
He's
Andy Cohen.
Oh, okay. Save me the Googling that I
doesn't
was
help
doing.
me much. Who is Andy Cohen?
Is a TV
Real,
huge
Real
star.
Housewives.
Huge star?
Huge star.
Okay.
Real Housewives.
Okay. All right, well,
star.
good. At the White House yesterday, KJP didn't make it into work, so her backup did the honor of announcing yet another aid package for Ukraine.
Oh, my gosh.
It's the first one of the week, so what are you complaining about? It was clear till Tuesday that we didn't put this one together for them. Clear until Tuesday.
It has to stop, right? I mean, it has to.
I mean, it stopped being so obvious, you know? Like, we see what's happening here. Stop it.
You mean stop waiting until Tuesday to do another package? Is that what you
Yes,
mean?
yes.
Because I'm with you on that. I mean,
Yes.
I can't believe
What
we
did you
waited
do
that
all
long.
weekend?
Yeah. Weren't you preparing another couple of packages for them? And then you wait till Tuesday to release it? Here it is.
Today, the Biden-Harris administration is announcing a new security assistance package for Ukraine.
$500 million.
As we continue to stand with the people of Ukraine as they defend themselves from Russia's brutal invasion. This package includes key capabilities that will support Ukraine's counteroffensive operations, such as mine clearing equipment, armored vehicles, and artillery rounds.
Oh, boy. Good. Okay, 500 million more. It's not $1 billion. It's not $2 billion like it usually is.
Yeah.
So it's only 500 million. What's 500 million among friends?
Well, nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
It's literally nothing.
I heard this morning, and I can't find it now. It's ridiculous how many times we've sent military equipment. Chris, I don't know if you can locate this, but this is I don't know if this was 41st, 61st, something
it was
like
40,
that.
41.
41 times they've taken from our military and sent it to Ukraine, and I still haven't figured out why.
Because
Why are we doing this?
they need it because of the brutal attack.
Brutal attack.
Yeah, the
Russia.
brutal invasion. The brutal Russian invasion. That's why. I mean, what, you don't want to help these poor innocent people? Fight off the brutal invasion?
Thank you.
From Vladimir Putin and his gang?
At the cost of my own nation's security? Hell no.
Wow, you're selfish. Kind of selfish pig are you?
Yeah, I'm an only child, don't forget. And an American.
Sad. That's really sad. But at least we know who you are now. At least we know.
41 times we've taken
41
from our
times.
young men and women who have sworn an oath to protect and defend this nation. And we have sent those defenses along with how much cash? To another country where there is no national interest.
Altogether, between the military aid and all other kinds of aid, it's over $200 billion. And I love it when the figures come out, and that brings the total up to $50 billion. You're about a quarter of the way there. $50 billion. I mean, we do that in a month. Are you kidding me? $50 billion.
We mentioned earlier this week about how Zelensky has said, look, we're at war. We might have to delay these elections, and then when we get back to peace, then we can have an election. Then we'll worry about if I'm going to remain in office. And I thought Tucker Carlson made a good point yesterday in his post where he's like, wait, are we fighting for democracy for a guy who is suspending elections? I mean, this is
great.
This is
I mean, the
insanity.
Absolute corruption over there is mind-boggling. And the KJP fill-in also tried to convince us that the economy is doing so well.
Oh, good.
Under Joe Biden, the reporter asking this question mentioned Donald Trump in her question. Watch this.
Our last poll, 54 to 36% say Donald Trump did a better job handling the economy when he was president than Biden has done so far.
Right.
You aren't announcing anything new necessarily this week. You are just, sort of highlighting and touting what you've done. Is that enough?
No. What I would say to you is look at where we were when we came into office. When
you were in a good
4 years of Donald
place.
Trump, unemployment was over 6%.
Wow.
And today we are standing here at a time where unemployment is at historic lows. We've seen inflation come down by 50% over the last year. 11 months straight, inflation has come down.
Is it down 50%?
We've recovered. Our economy has recovered faster than any major economy in the entire world. And that's happening because of President Biden's leadership. Because of the economic agenda that he's put forward. 2.5 years into this administration, we are just seeing the first impacts of all the historic.
You're feeling it, right?
That's what worries me.
You're feeling
We're
it.
just feeling the impacts.
That whole answer was full of garbage spin. Yes, the inflation rate is down from the ridiculous.
9%.
I understand.
It's gone 9 to 4. Under him, he had it up to 9%. So now it's down to 4% or whatever.
And then the unemployment as well that she tried.
And the unemployment at 6% when we were in the midst of COVID-19. Of course, there was higher unemployment when Trump left office because of COVID-19.
Now, I would say that while she's being completely intellectually dishonest with that answer, that's one thing that Trump fought for early to get back to business before Easter. If he had stuck to that, then the lockdowns may not have had a domino effect across the country. You'd still have tyrants in California and New York that would have done that stuff. But if he had come out stronger, then that would have helped the unemployment rate. But they're using this. It's the same thing with the spending. It's the same thing with, look, I brought down the deficit. Oh, look at this. I brought down spending. No, nice
you didn't.
Try.
You didn't. And everybody knows, and all the experts say every time he mentions that, I brought down the deficit by $1.7 trillion.
Was that the 4 Pinocchios from Washington Post?
Yeah. Yep.
Washington Post called you out.
It's the endless lie. I think they call bottomless lie.
Bottomless
they
lie.
called it a bottomless lie because he keeps using it over and over and over. And that's the Washington Post. They hate Donald Trump. They hate his guts. They hate all of us. And they keep debunking that nonsense that he lowered the deficit $1.7 trillion.
Well, he just gave a speech yesterday, right? Was it yesterday that he gave a speech that they said, and I didn't hear it because I try to avoid him lately because I just can't stand hearing him.
Are you talking about Biden or Trump?
Yes,
or?
Biden.
Oh, okay.
But they talked about everything that he said in his speech. This is going to come as a surprise to you.
It's all
was
lies.
a lie.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, this is from the 20th speech, the June 20th speech. So it's been about a week.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It's been a little over a week, but it's worth debunking again because he keeps doing it. And finally, other people are picking up on this. I just saw the article. Maybe it's the one that confused
probably.
you, thinking it was yesterday, because there's another article out fact-checking all of his garbage. And that's one of the things they address, because he said, all the things we've done so far, and I was able to, in the first 2 years, to cut the federal deficit, this federal debt, by $1.7 billion.
Yeah, you want to quote the president properly.
Yes, you do. But Biden likely meant, so he screwed up calling it the debt instead of the deficit. He cut the federal, which he didn't do, the federal deficit, not the debt. The deficit did go down $1.7 trillion, but as everybody knows, it's because of COVID-19. We stopped the spending, and 100% or more of it was because of the shrinking or expiring COVID-19 relief. You know, all that emergency spending went away. Of course it went down then. And he lied. Yeah, it's the bottomless Pinocchio, they call it. The bottomless Pinocchio. Jeez. And then he went on to say, and so we have to change. There's a lot of things we can change because the American people, by and large, agree you don't need a weapon of war. That's when he went into the Second Amendment. I'm a Second Amendment guy. No, you're not. And then he said he taught it for 4 years. 6 years. 6 years in law school.
Last week. Yeah, okay.
It's the same one.
All right.
And he went into the fact that even at the time they passed it, you couldn't own a cannon. You couldn't own a machine gun.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, man. And again, that's another thing they've debunked over and over and over
again.
at the Washington Post. Yes, you could own a cannon. Why do you keep saying you can't?
Why doesn't anyone who works for the man?
I don't know.
They don't care, man. They're all Marxists.
Because I guess they must have an agreement at the White House. I'm just going to keep saying these things. Yes, every once in a while people will fact check and debunk. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep telling the American people, because most of them don't pay attention to the fact checking. Most of them don't read the paper. Most of them aren't involved enough to understand I'm lying through my communist teeth again. And so he just keeps doing it. There must be some kind of agreement.
It has to be that.
Has to be. It's working for us. Let's just keep doing it. We'll just keep saying it over and over and over and over. And then in that same speech, he went into the pretty soon Africa's going to be 1 billion people again.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then we got an update on the train that's going across the Indian Ocean.
Right. Yes, that's right. That was that same speech, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay. Where it's going across the Atlantic.
The Atlantic
instead of the Pacific.
Africa.
Yeah, okay.
Still going to go across Africa, I guess, into the Indian Ocean.
It has to.
I don't. Africa does seem to be in the way if you're doing a direct path.
It does. It does.
Unless you reroute it around the Horn of Africa. I don't know. Maybe they'll do that. Who knows? But Africa is at 1,329,000,000 people.
Is that more or less
That's
than
more.
1 billion?
That's more than 1 billion.
Wow.
Fact
Yeah.
check that.
Let me fact. Yeah, it's more.
Okay.
It's more. So, and it's been more since 2009. So, he's fun, isn't he? Fun. It's not frustrating at all.
No.
Is it?
No.
It just makes me so angry. Really does. But this makes me happy. Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. Why? Because it freshens the air in any room you put this in. And it doesn't just cover it up with nasty, perfumey smells. It freshens the air. It kills odors and mildew and bacterias. So it's really great. It's called the Thunderstorm because it purifies the air in your home, a lot like after a thunderstorm would. And right now you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. You'll get 3 units for under $200. which is a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers that can run you up to $600 or more. So with this special offer, you're getting 3 units under $200. Go to EdenPureDeals.com, put the discount code PAT in there and save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT. Shipping is free.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. So, speaking of the Donald Trump economy, Trump was in New Hampshire yesterday where he explained who really runs the country.
Oh.
You can't drain the swamp if you're part of the swamp, and Joe Biden and other opponents, many of them are owned, controlled, they're bought, and they're paid for 100%. They're controlled. Our country is controlled by other countries. Right now, the lobbyists and special interests are pouring hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars into futile attempts to stop our movement. They are fighting me. They even tried to have me arrested. I'm a candidate. I said, wait a minute, I'm a candidate. You're arresting a candidate? Yeah, because you're leading. That's why we're arresting. If you were losing or if you weren't a candidate, we'd have no problem. But they don't like it when we're leading, and we're leading by a lot. Because they know that I'm the only candidate.
That's at least 6.
They know that I'm the only candidate in this race who they will never own and they will never control.
I love that.
The candidate.
That's good
It's
stuff.
interesting. I've never noticed him do that before.
No idea
with
what
candidate.
he said except candidate.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, he does that with industry. He does that too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez. And he's talking about who's running the show, really, instead of Biden. Interesting article about the women behind the scenes today. I can't remember who I got this from, but they're talking about the fact that Jill really runs the show.
Huh.
Boy, lucky us.
Behind the scenes. Isn't that the truth?
No kidding.
And you
Lucky
can tell.
us.
You can tell she's a huge part of it.
Well, you look for that. Can I just say that somebody, Reuters, did a genealogy study of all the living presidents?
Yeah, I
And
know.
you saw that? And they were tracing back the who's connected to slavery,
Yep.
owning slaves.
And we'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
But the other person behind the scenes is Anita Dunn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Snake
Is that
Tongue.
weird? Yeah, we just featured her yesterday.
Yeah.
I kind of surprised that she's a
She has a
powerful
say?
figure behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Why? Where did that come from? That's really weird, isn't it?
His sleeper.
But she was a fixture in the Barack Obama administration. So interesting. Yeah, it's very fascinating. But yeah, they just did the genealogy of the living presidents. There is one living former president who does not have ties, any ties to slavery.
So we can
Who
we
that
can
could
have
be.
we can have a statue to this person.
Yeah.
You can't do the other ones because they're connected to slavery.
Right. And that, of course, is no. It's not. It's not. It doesn't start with Barack Obama. It doesn't start with that.
So the one living president not connected to slavery,
Donald Trump. That has to piss them off.
that is not the conclusion that they were hoping for when they set out
it's
to
not.
do this.
No, it's not.
I mean,
Donald Trump.
Is this 100% certainty?
Yeah.
or is there-
100%. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, they went back through all the family records
That's
priceless.
awesome.
of all
priceless.
the living presidents.
Obama has ties.
Direct.
George W. Bush has ties. Jimmy Carter has ties. Everybody has ties. Joe Biden, except Donald
Clinton?
J. Trump.
Yeah, his family-
Clinton. Yeah, Clinton
Yeah,
has
yeah.
ties.
Trump's
Yeah.
family immigrated after slavery was abolished. So
that great?
I just love that
That's
so much.
Awesome.
That is a put that in your pipe moment if there
Yeah,
ever was
isn't it,
one.
though?
Sure is.
Isn't it?
Oh, it sure is.
Yeah.
It makes him a proud candidate.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Good stuff.
And it should. I don't have ties to slavery either. That's why. That's one of the reasons. One of the several reasons I have a problem with reparations.
Really?
Yeah, had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to do with it. Nobody I'm related to had anything to do with
Yeah,
it.
but you're white.
But I am white.
So
And
that right
cis.
there is.
And I've benefited from the institution, of course.
Yeah. But again, the original sin is you're white.
Well, and
Right.
and cis.
And you're cis. Yeah.
Exactly. Which is an insult now on Twitter, which is kind of cool. If you don't like it anyway.
Right.
I think if you want to call yourself
here's the
cis,
thing.
you can.
Here's the thing. Anything on social media is an insult if you don't like it. So
okay.
you could just scroll by.
Hang on.
That's true.
You could just
That's true.
scroll
You
by.
could ignore it.
Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Cis was a term coined by a pedosexual physician.
Oh my God.
And there you go.
Really? Pedosexual.
Well, I'm going to take like that during the break there so we can do some justice to that one. This guy's a pedophile and figured out a way to insult us.
Oh my gosh. So it is an insult. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was some trans group that said to whomever was insulted by cisgender, yeah, well, that's what you are, whether you like it or not. Really?
Okay.
Isn't that
what grade are we in?
Wouldn't you take offense to that if I called you something you don't want to be called, whether you like it or not?
Whether you like it or not, that's what
Isn't
you
that,
are.
Isn't that what's happening right now? Is that we're calling you a man if you're a man and you don't like it?
Right.
So,
Right. It's the ultimate
Amazing.
sin if you don't call someone by their preferred pronouns.
yeah.
But they can
Call you
call
anything
you
they
names.
want.
And that's
Yeah.
what you are,
On the clock.
whether you like it or not.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Oh,
Jeez.
boy. Good
So
times.
Donald Trump also explained yesterday what he would do on day one if he wins.
On day one, I will reissue my 2020 executive order restoring president's authority to tell rogue and corrupt bureaucrats, you're fired. Did anybody ever say, you're fired, get out, get out, get out, you're fired. Get the hell out of here.
I mean, the stage presence. I love it.
Yeah. I guess people love it.
They do.
That's great.
They do.
People love it.
They do. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
The same time Trump was in New Hampshire, Ron DeSantis was there, and he had this to say at his rally.
Governor, in the last two elections, most of us in this room voted to drain the swamp twice. Talk to us specifically about why you're the right candidate to folks in New Hampshire to come behind in this primary to drain the swamp and get it done this time, as opposed to the other choice.
It's a great question. And what's your name?
Mark Johnson.
Okay, thanks, Mark. So the question is, and I remember these rallies in 2016. It was exciting. Drain the swamp. I also remember lock her up, right? And then 2 weeks after the election, don't forget about it. Forget I ever said that. No. One thing you'll get from me, if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm not just saying that for an election. And there are promises I could make that may help me marginally politically that I don't know that I could necessarily follow through on, so I will not make that. And I think the idea of draining the swamp, in some respects, I think it misses it a little bit. Because we didn't drain it. It's worse today than it's ever been,
Amen.
by far. And that's a sad testament to the state affairs of our country. But even if you're successful at draining it, the next guy can just refill it. So I want to break the swamp. That's really what we need to do.
Can you break a swamp?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
No, hold on.
Dump trucks worth the sand and break
You
the
might
swamp.
fill in the swamp.
No, hold on a second. Please, explain to us, Jeff Fisher.
How
does one break a swamp?
It goes back to filling it in because you bring in the dump trucks of sand and
You're
cover
filling
it.
in the swamp.
But that's breaking.
You're not
That's breaking the swamp. You're breaking it.
All right.
Actually,
you could have chosen
he
chosen a better verb there.
But he.
That's what we're hung up on.
Yeah.
I love it. You gotta break it, baby.
Yeah.
What do we got going on there? Oh, I thought we got some good information there on that.
No, and on top of which he's right. Even if you dump truck load full of sand down the swamp, the swamp comes back.
Yeah, well, unless you make some changes. One of the changes that needs to be made are term limits. We need term limits because otherwise, you'll have the swamp again because people have been there too long and they get comfortable in what they're doing. What are you telling us, Chris? What is your point on the? You tweeted number 16. I tweeted number 16.
I don't
know what that means.
I don't speak code.
I tweeted something. I don't even know what it means.
You tweeted number 16. So go ahead, Joe. Take it.
Fake news. You know, they used to be the policemen and women, not anymore. Now they are perpetrators. Anyway, have a good time. We also.
Okay.
Yeah, video 16 is what I tweeted. Now I get it. Because, I remember tweeting that video, of course.
Fake news.
Of course I
license
remember
plate.
that part.
Yeah, fake news license plate.
Fake news. Okay, so I guess Fox is fake news now? Is that what he's saying?
I don't know that he's saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Fake
I
news.
think he is.
I think he is.
Okay.
I think he is.
Is that what it says?
Mm-hmm. I believe he is.
I think he is.
And you've been tweeting a lot in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
I don't know what's changed in you, but boy,
I'm
been
getting addicted to it. Is
good
the
to see
thing.
Mr. Twitter.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Out there.
It's easy to do.
Chris has gotten me addicted to it now. So
easy to do.
So Ron DeSantis wants to break the swamp.
He wants to break the swamp.
Yeah, MSNBC, man, they were talking about DeSantis with Joy Reid. I don't know how that woman is on TV.
Joy Reid?
Yeah.
Oh, because she's terrific. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
Anyway, they were talking about Ron DeSantis.
You can't help but notice, can you?
No, you can't.
All right.
You can't.
Here they are talking about him.
And Stuart, I'm going to give you the last word on this because, Chris Christie got booed for telling the truth about Trump. So, and he's at 5%. He's somewhere. He's not nowhere. He's ahead of Nikki Haley and some of the others.
Okay.
But what does it say about the Republican Party that the next guy down is Ron DeSantis, who is running the most openly fascist campaign I think I've ever seen? And I'm saying that having covered Donald Trump running for president. That's the next guy down.
Yeah, I suppose if you're inside the DeSantis war room, you got to think of a way to get yourself indicted to get up ahead of Donald Trump. This just goes to my point that this is what the party wants to be.
And losers.
It's a hard thing for a lot of us who worked in the party to accept that we helped create this month.
Oh, shut
but we did.
up. Where do they find these traitors?
This is very purposeful by the party. It's not something they stumbled into.
No, you know what's
Their
great? I
second choice
can't
is a
take it.
guy-
I can't even take it. I just can't take it with these people. Where do they find these losers? These washed up morons.
They find them. They find them.
Oh, man.
And it's going over great. MSNBC's had great ratings. That Joy Reid show is probably one of the top shows.
In the top 150 cable shows, probably.
It
well,
might
on
not even be that.
MSNBC.
Yeah,
on
MSNBC.
Okay, got it.
Anyway, yeah.
So what if you're a Republican voter right now?
Yeah.
And you can't decide between a Trump or a DeSantis? You got a lot of options. Chris makes us this great graphic, where we at? We've got Francis Suarez, right?
Yeah, we have him.
He's the mayor of Miami. You got
Right.
Suarez Mintum out there.
Uh-huh.
Boy, that...
He apparently didn't know who the Uyghurs in China were.
Yeah, it's not a good
Is
look.
that what we're kind of thinking?
Yeah, he was on with Hugh Hewitt yesterday.
He has since this interview we're about to show you, I'm all about the Uyghurs.
Yeah,
I'm well versed in Uyghurism.
So I'm glad you mentioned that
world of
because
Uyghurs.
yesterday he tweeted out a correction after this clip, not a correction, but just basically an explanation. He's like, I couldn't understand what my friend Hugh Hewitt was saying. You repeated the word right back to him. What are you talking about, man? Watch this clip.
So
An ultimate question, Mayor. Will you be talking about the Uyghurs in your campaign?
What, the what?
The Uyghurs.
What's a Uyghur?
Okay, we'll come back to
My
that.
gosh.
You won't be. You got to get smart on that.
And you gave me homework, Hugh. I'll look at what did you call it, a Weeble?
The Uyghurs. You really need to know about the Uyghurs,
my.
Mayor. You got to talk about it every day.
I will search Uyghurs. I'm a good learner. I'm a fast learner.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Keep coming back. I appreciate the time this morning.
Wow.
To quote Milo Hamilton,
Wow.
the great announcer, this ball game is over.
The late, great Milo Hamilton.
Oh, gosh. Is that not the worst clip yet from the campaign season?
Oh, my God.
What'd you call it? A weeble?
What? What? They wobble, but what do you want them to fall down, Hugh? I know they wobble, but they don't fall down, right? The Weebles? Yeah.
What'd you call him?
That's incredible. But then we got to dig up what he tweeted out afterwards because it's amazing. Absolutely astounding.
So bad.
Wow. More Pat Gray Unleashed just around the corner now.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Scott Sweatman tweets, come on, Pat. You don't really expect the President of the United States to get the numbers right, do you? He doesn't even know how many grandchildren he has. Good
fair.
point. That's a fair point. Mrs. Boots, fill the swamp full of cement. Yes. Yeah, don't break it. Just fill it. Jim Ward tweets, what if the swamp develops leakages? Oh, wow. Then we'll have another episode. We'll have our third episode already of leakages. Those are just coming fast and furious.
Oh, man.
Then we've got RJeff74. Women are driving the country? No wonder it's a wreck. Oh, my. Oh, my.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Is it?
That is a good point.
I like it.
Yes, it is.
Endorsed.
All right, we got to go back to the Suarez clip because holy cow, what a train wreck that is.
No kidding.
This guy shouldn't be. I mean, if it were me, I would have already dropped out of the race. Sorry, I'm just to embarrassed. I can't show my face.
I would have resigned my mayorship of Miami too.
Bye. Here's what happened on Hugh Hewitt's show yesterday.
An ultimate question, Mayor. Will you be talking about the Uyghurs in your campaign?
What? The what?
The Uyghurs.
What?
What's a Uyghur?
Okay, we'll come back to that. You won't be. You got to get smart on that.
And you gave me
homework, Hugh. I'll look at what did you call it, a Weeble?
Oh, you tried to let him off the hook there.
You really need to know about the Uyghurs, Mayor. You got to talk about it every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will talk about. I will search Uyghurs. I'm a good learner. I'm a fast learner.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Keep coming back. I appreciate the time this morning.
That's bad.
Twice he said Uyghur correctly.
So bad.
But you're right. He tried to let him off the hook. This was an edit that we did later in the program. He brings it up.
At the end of the interview, he brings it back up. You gave me homework to work on the Uyghurs, or what'd you call them, the Weebles?
The Weebles?
So,
oh, my gosh.
This tweet that you're about to read that he came out with after the fact, almost would have worked if he had left it alone.
Yes. Right. Had he not said Uyghurs? Yeah. What are the Uyghurs?
Yeah. But the fact that he brings it back and
bad.
Oh, it's
really bad,
good, bro.
So then he tweets a couple hours after the show because somebody brought him up to speed. Of course, I'm well aware of the suffering of the Uyghurs in China. They're being enslaved because of their faith. See? I know what they are. China has a deplorable record on human rights, and all people of faith suffer there. I didn't recognize the pronunciation my friend Hugh Hewitt used. That's why that's on me.
That's on me.
Yeah, that's why I repeated it back to him.
I didn't recognize it, though.
Uyghurs?
He said it twice the correct way.
And I'm a fast learner.
Fast
learner.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Of course I'm aware.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Francis.
I mean,
nice
we
try.
don't even know why he was in the race to begin with.
That's for sure. There's
something there about making money with these PACs, dude. I think that's the only reason that
it's that, and it breaks and anything to break up the feed with DeSantis and Trump, right? So he's he's on their side, but it's just another mouthpiece against them. For the Republican Party and for the Democrats.
It also raises your profile. There's that. And it gives you a shot to be vice president.
Yeah.
And then once you're vice president, you've got a shot at the presidency. But nobody's picking Francis Suarez for vice president. Nobody.
I mean, he's lucky to be a state senator after this, man.
Nope.
Wow. Terrible.
Oh, bad. What, the Weebles? What? They wobble and they don't fall down? Is that a problem? Is that a problem, Hugh?
I feel like I'm just like a Weeble, Hugh. I get knocked down.
I feel like I'm wobbling,
right
but I'm
back
not falling down. Somebody got off the phone with him, or on the phone with him, or was in the room with him when he did that screw up, and it was like, Mr. Mayor, geez, we got to get you up to speed on the Uyghur situation. They've been, really badly abused, horribly abused by the Chinese.
You're talking about the Weebles?
Muslims, yes. They do fall down. These are the people that do wobble and they do fall down.
Okay.
Yeah, because
look, I don't follow what you're saying. You have access to my Twitter account. Why don't you just make the tweet? You do the tweet. I don't follow.
Oh man.
And then he screwed it up, right? Because there's an edit to the tweet that he originally tweeted.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the.
Did he spell Uyghurs or something?
Probably.
Who knows?
He probably spelled it W-E-E.
Probably. I bet he did. And then he went back and no, sir, that's not how you spell that.
Not how you spell it.
And then he just hands him his phone. You do it. That's rough, man.
Wow.
Good luck.
Look, we don't have Uyghurs in Miami. You just fix this for me, would you please? I don't need to know about this right now. It's amazing. Just amazing.
Terrible.
Yeah. Just come clean, though. When you don't know something, just come clean. And maybe he did hear about them and it just didn't register at the time. That could happen, I guess. But to say that in the tweet, if that's the issue. It just didn't hit me, the Uyghurs, what he was actually saying. Because it's not a pronunciation thing. You pronounced it back to him. So that doesn't work. Some other explanation, maybe, but not what he said.
No.
That doesn't work.
No, that doesn't work at all.
Nothing working for Disney right now either. Woke Disney lost almost $900 million on their last 8 movies.
Oh, yeah.
$900 million on 8 movies. Wow. So, their woke agenda has
coming around,
seemingly placed it at odds with the general public. And here's the great movies that lost all that money: Buzz Lightyear. Because that was woke. The Thor movie was like, okay, one thing after another. That was all gay agenda, all the time. Agonizing. And then you've got
Quantumania.
Yep, Quantumania, which I didn't see, but I've heard it wasn't good. Then you got
Elemental.
the Elemental thing, which was supposedly quite irritating. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was it what? I've seen that, but I don't remember the wokeism necessarily in it.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No, not the 3.
No. Huh.
And I mean, those movies are what they are.
Wakanda Forever
Guardians
wasn't
of
bad.
the Galaxy.
Was it not
that did
bad?
all right, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, that did all right.
Strange World, I heard, was irritating and agonizing, and then The Little Mermaid.
Oh, cool.
People just
the
irritated
hip
with
new
that.
version.
Yeah.
Guardians was okay though. I mean, I think that actually probably made some money.
You know what? I almost forgot. It is time to chew the fat with Jeffy. Perhaps that can be our first story. In chewing the fat.
That's what exactly what
You're
it
gonna
is. Yeah,
steal that one. Okay.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah, and one of the things that article goes on to say is that they can't even make money off of these movies in streaming rights now because they just go to Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah.
So
wow.
They're screwed.
Which they already own.
Right, exactly. It's their product.
Nobody's paying them for it.
Yeah, it's a mess over there. Go woke.
Good.
Go woke, go broke.
Good.
That's
great.
I got a message from someone that this is being used in a Viagra commercial now.
This song?
This music.
Oh, is it?
So
did you know it's also being used for a car commercial?
It is?
Yeah. That's
It
weird.
is?
It's really weird.
That's a new
I guess
development.
so, yeah.
Huh.
Very weird.
Wonder where they got the idea to use this song.
I wonder. Yeah.
Oh, man.
right.
So, hey, you were right, Pat Gray. I hate to...
As always.
Well, I don't know about always, but this time. Ryan Seacrest going to replace
Told you.
Pat Sajak
Yeah.
at Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
How many things is
announced
he
it
doing
yesterday.
I mean, he has to have every job.
Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest is not going to be happy until he has every job there is.
He's getting there, right? He is.
Well, we had the clip of the White House spokesperson earlier talking about the unemployment rate going down.
That should be Ryan
It's attributed
Seacrest.
to Ryan Seacrest. Has all the jobs, man.
My favorite part of the whole Wheel of Fortune story, though, is that they all throw in, and Whoopi Goldberg wanted the job and is considered for the job. Do you know how terrible that show would be?
Oh, my God.
Whoopi Goldberg
No,
as
thank
the
you.
host of Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, it'd be so bad.
Holy
What do you want
cow.
to do?
So
Spin the wheel?
Yeah. Ugh.
And
Please.
of course, Vanna, wants more money, and
She's
signing
staying.
a deal. Yeah,
She's
she's staying.
staying.
She wants more money. She hasn't got a pay raise in 18 years. That's not really, her contract has stayed the same, but she's gotten bonuses and major endorsements, so she's done okay.
Yeah, and it's not like she's been making minimum wage.
Correct.
Come on now.
Correct.
No, slightly above that.
Yeah.
What, like $8 million a year? Or
No, I
something?
don't even
10.
think. I actually don't think it was that much.
It's not $8 million
I don't
a
think
year.
it was.
Because Sajak's making, what was he making?
15, I think.
15
And
million?
I think Diana was making like 3 or 4.
Really? How does she make ends meet?
I don't know.
That's unconscionable.
I don't know.
For turning a letter? Do you know how hard that is?
You come in.
You just touch
You
the
come
wall.
in.
You don't even turn it anymore.
I know, that's true.
You have. I don't even know if she has to touch it anymore. Really, she just has to walk.
I think it
over
just
close
lights
to
up
it.
by
Yeah.
itself.
It says
Yeah.
$3 million annually?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, she only makes about $3 million. But she comes in. She comes in. She has all the fashion laid out for her.
Yeah.
Right, and plus she has endorsements, and she's gotten some bonuses, so I don't feel too bad for her. It's okay. She'll be all
But
right.
the man, of course, making 5 times what she
and
made.
that's.
And
that's
does
the
he turn
deal.
any letters? No.
Thank you.
No, he does
Well,
not.
he has to spin the wheel once in a while, right?
Yeah, he
At
spins
the
the
end.
wheel.
At
He
the
spins the
end.
wheel every
Has to
time.
bend over. He's got to spin it. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wait. He also has to point, stand right there. So he has a point at the end.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a lot
hard.
going on.
That's hard.
He has to say.
You would think
so that-
Seacrest he's 48 now. 48 years old. He's worth $450 million, they say. Wow. $450 million. You would think he'd be like, okay, I'm going to just enjoy some of this.
Dude, if I had that,
Wouldn't you think that?
You wouldn't see
I'd
me
be
again.
gone.
You
I
would
would
never
not be on
you
Wheel of
would
Fortune.
Never see
Yeah, but
me
this
again.
deal, he also
No.
serves as a consulting producer too, so he's going to get that money as well.
Yeah, he's
So it's
just,
good.
I mean, it's just never enough for this guy. Bless his heart. He's a hard worker. He's a really hard
no
worker.
doubt about it.
Because
and
I
the game
wouldn't-
show is a good gig. That
Yeah,
is
it
a
is.
fantastic gig.
Yeah, you
man.
come in and you record a bunch of shows at once, and then you're off.
Right. That's a fantastic.
Yeah, Ryan
gig,
Seacrest, when I was a kid growing up in Atlanta, he was someone that I aspired to be because he was 15 years old doing weekends on a local pop station. And so he's, man, it's an interesting story there.
Yep.
Good news on the all-you-can-eat buffet front. Sales are reportedly soaring at Golden Corral. They're up 20% this year. So
And they were just announcing the demise of that form of
Did you
restaurant.
rescue them on your own?
unlimited helpings are fighting the cost of dining out.
He didn't answer.
Okay.
It's on the rise.
He's coming
man.
back around.
I'm a fan.
He's not answering
I'm
the
a fan
question.
of all-you-can-eat buffets. Believe
Let me eat!
No word if Golden Corral is serving the latest food trend from China, though. Dubbed the world's hardest dish. A traditional stir fry featuring stones as its key ingredient. I'll just let the CNN travel report tell you about it.
老板，你这叫炒石头吗？要炒鹅卵石。
This Chinese stir fry features rocks as the main ingredient.
No, we're being
and social media calls it, quote, the world's hardest dish. People are supposed to suck off the flavors, then
What?
spit out the rocks.
Wanna be a
Hence
flavor.
the dish's name, sodio, meaning suck
Sodio.
and dispose. The dish originated in Hubei province and is said to date back hundreds of years. It was reportedly passed down for generations by boatmen through their oral history.
辣椒油一淋啊，热闹又有情。
That's
Street vendors
nuts.
cook the pebbles with
That's
spices,
crazy.
chili oil, and garlic on a sizzling grill. Each
Wow.
portion costs about 16 yuan, which is around $2.30.
Sodio.
Seriously, it tastes just spicy and hot.
dispose. Right. And depending on whatever bougie sauce they put on them, I don't know, if I could take it or not. And I know you're wondering, do you have to return the pebbles after you finish? And one street vendor says, no, keep them as a souvenir. But, if it's my restaurant, no, I'm washing them off and using them.
I'm not going to your restaurant. I just want you to know
Really?
that. Yeah.
They're washed.
No.
They're washed and
no.
recooked.
No,
You're good.
thank you. No, thanks.
Special stones, man.
No, thank you.
Suck and dispose.
No.
All right, whatever. Less than a week away from July 4th, and the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Always something to look forward to. I see where Kobayashi, Takiro Kobayashi from the competitive eating Kobayashis, is giving up a hot dog eating contest altogether.
Is he?
And
Well, because he can't beat
it's
what's-his-face
It's all
anymore.
for Heinz. And as being a, Heinz police officer,
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I appreciate it. It makes me happy. And here's his announcement of giving up his hot dog eating contests.
I'm Takeru Kobayashi, 6-time hot dog eating contest champion and the godfather of competitive eating. Recently, I have come to see how my years of eating hot dog this way was wrong, and I'm ready
It's
to
wrong.
make it right.
Thank you.
From this point forward, I will no longer participate in hot dog eating contests of any
Gross.
kind. I want to thank Heinz and the Hot Dogs Are Not a Contest movement for helping me see the light. Hot dogs are not a contest.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
They're too important.
And
You want
really
to relish that.
And really, you're right because he hasn't won one.
Oh, he's gotten his ass kicked year after year.
He won in the mid to early 2000s.
Yeah.
Early 2000s, and
Right.
then
And
a
then
guy
what's
by
his
the
face
name
came
of
along.
Joey Chestnut came along.
Thank you. Joey Chestnut's
and
been
has been dominant.
crushed him ever since.
He holds the record now, 76 in 10 minutes.
Yeah, and how many times in a row has he won?
Yeah, I mean,
Like 15 or
yeah,
something?
It's a long time.
It's been a long time.
Long time. And the female, they actually have men and women's.
Why aren't they combined?
I know.
Are you saying men can eat more than women?
Well,
I
they
won't
can't
hear
because
of
the world record owned by Miki Sudo is only 48 and a half.
Oh, Kobayashi should go jump over there
So
in that
that's
contest.
30, almost 30 more hot dogs than the woman. Don't come to me with your women can do what men can do thing.
Because they can't.
Don't come to me.
They just
with it.
can't.
Yeah, they cannot.
Reminder to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat,
Mm-hmm.
available wherever you get your podcast. You can subscribe, rate, and review where possible. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Thank you. Subscribe and enjoy. All right, so we're up against the clock here, so I might want to congratulate LSU. LSU Tigers men baseball team. They
What a
won the
weird
men's
series
college
it
World
was.
Series, defeating the Florida Gators. All three games were great to watch. Florida won LSU won the first game. Florida won the second game with the most runs,
24-3. It was 24-3. They won by 21 runs.
And then LSU won the third game 18-4.
What a weird game baseball is, isn't it?
It really was. But that
It's a weird game.
That was the second championship win of the week for LSU. The first, of course, went to the LSU fans for consuming the most Jell-O shots at Rocco's Pizza and Cantina.
Oh, congratulations.
Right?
What a title. That's
I know.
fantastic. How proud they must be. Their parents must be proud.
LSU fans finished the competition with 64,808 Jell-O shots.
Isn't that wonderful?
Shattering Old Miss's record of 18,777 last year. So congratulations. Congratulations to LSU and the LSU fans.
Yeah, good for you.
Good job.
That's
good
wonderful.
job.
That's
You don't
beautiful.
sound like you were happy
No,
for them.
it's terrific. That's really great. Way to go on those Jell-O shots, Tigers. Nice
Nice
job.
job. Congratulations.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. 7.2% of U.S. adults, 7.2% identify as LGBT. What about the QQIA2
we're missing a whole bunch.
and the pluses? How many of us identify as those? Doesn't say. But
Got to be up to be at least 10% as you start adding all the letters. And
it's interesting because it used to be about 3%. You might notice that number is increasing exponentially right now. I wonder why. Could it be because it's all a social contagion right now? Could it be this is the hip, cool thing to get noticed?
It's because
And to
groomers have access
groomers
to Gen
you
Z.
bet. Yep. Wow. By birth year, this is interesting because Gen Z has grown by 19.7%.
Yeah, so there you go. So what you got there is you got the last, 10 years or so, and you can see that all the generations have stayed pretty steady as far as those who have identified as LGBTQ. What's that?
I was just looking at the chart.
Yeah, so. The older generation, baby boomers, Gen X, even millennials stayed pretty constant. A little bit of an uptick there, but oh my gosh, 1 out of every 5 Gen Z identify as LGBT. Wonder what's causing that? Huh?
I wonder.
There's going to be some trauma care coming in the not too distant future for some of these people that have been mutilating themselves and trying to change who they are.
So millennials, they consider millennial 81 to 96. Gen Z 97 to 2004. That's a small generation. Baby boomers 46 to 64. Traditionalists. I don't think I've ever heard that that term before.
And that's just a nice way of saying
the old,
really old folks
before 1946.
Traditionalists. We can't just say olds.
Yeah.
So
Gen X 65 to 80. Huh. Wow. Okay. Well, so baby boomers 2.7% of baby boomers are in the LGBT category, right? Isn't that what we get from this?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep. And then 3.3% Gen X, 11.2% millennial, and 19.7% of Gen Z considers themselves in this group.
So 1 in 10 millennials, 1 in 5 Gen Z.
Wow.
And
what's going on there?
Only 2 genders.
What could be going on?
What could be going on?
And that's not getting surgeries or anything. That's just identifying.
Yeah, that is identifying. Because you consider yourself in this group, right? And it's interesting because something is going on there.
Quite an explosion.
Socially, yeah, a massive explosion. That's just not natural.
It's a very telling chart that shows
it's not natural.
Something is afoot.
That shows it's not natural.
You keep saying that.
It's not. This isn't taking place just organically. This is being manufactured and pushed and promoted. And that's what's happening right now. People are joining that promotion. So that's fun. George Takei was crushed on social media after offering... What's the matter with these people? He was defending all the naked men at the gay pride parade in front of women or children. Just the small children. Yeah, that's fine. The incident was documented by video and photographs that showed nude activists riding bikes during a pride celebration parade in Seattle. In some photographs, children can be seen among the spectators. Critics on the right used the example to lambaste the LGBTQ agenda, but some on the left reflexively defended the inappropriate behavior in order to show support for the LGBTQ movement. Because I guess the LGBT, nobody in that movement can do anything wrong. Everything they do is just absolutely fine. It's terrific. It's showing their pride. Leave them alone. So Takei said, even if there were no, that's how the guy talks. Even if there were no, and he laughs like, Even if there were no...
George, is that you?
It's pretty close. Even if there were no naked guys on bikes this year, they would find a picture or generate them and push the same agenda anyway. There's no fixing this by calling for self-censoring, Takei said. I mean, that's pathetic. So it did happen, but because it would have happened even if it did happen, we would have said it did, it makes it okay. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not sure how that's a defense. Even if they wouldn't have done it, you would have found some way to make it bad. No. Nobody paid any attention to these pride parades before now. The reason we're doing it now is because it affects so many children.
Well, I mean, the guy that originated the NYC Drag March, Brian Griffin, he said that it's all just words. It's all presented to fulfill your worst stereotypes of us. Okay, it's just words. And if the worst thing you...
It's not just words. They were the actions of these people. Stop defending them. Stop defending them.
Yep.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut.
No, we're done because Brian's defending him. And you just told him to stop.
I told him to stop, but he wouldn't. They won't.
No,
they're not going to. They're not going to. Because, again, anything they want to do is fine. It's perfectly normal and fine and wonderful. And we've got to all accept it, embrace it, and promote it.
Yeah, I can't find a picture that was in my feed this morning, and it shows about a 10 or 12-year-old girl, I'd imagine, and she's walking down the sidewalk. This isn't even in the parade. She's walking down the sidewalk, and there are about 5 or 6 completely naked dudes with everything hanging out within just inches of her. And it's just, people like George here are like, that's fine, whatever.
They're fine. They're fine. It's just words. No, we're talking... They're words that describe an action, douchebag.
Should have been mass arrests from these
should have.
people
There
exposing
should.
themselves.
It's illegal. It is not legal to parade down the streets of any city in America naked. That's not okay.
Well, yeah,
and it's especially not okay in front of children. You'd be in prison for that, and you'd be a sex abuser for that.
In a sane
Well, that's
society.
the thing. Brian, this guy that originated the drag parade, who wasn't there this year, by the way, because he said there's just words, and if we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children is the worst that you heard, then that's because I wasn't there. And
oh my gosh, man.
But he doesn't address the nudity and the
illegality,
the sexual acts
going
on throughout the parade. He doesn't address that. He just talks about it's just the words.
Man, they can't be asked. I guess they cannot be asked to control themselves in front of anybody for any reason. Anything they do is fine. They want to take off all their clothes. They want to have sex in the streets. They want to have sex on parade floats. Go ahead. It's perfectly fine. They won't be arrested for any reason.
No way. It's part of their pride parade.
Yeah. That's the pride parade. We got to let that go.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Now, if those were heterosexual people out there naked and indulging in some sort of act together, would that be okay? No. You know it wouldn't be.
No way.
They'd be arrested immediately. Immediately. Yeah, guys are arrested for peeing in a back alley somewhere because they can't find a restroom.
I know.
Oh, man.
Good times.
It's just unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. And then you got people like George Takei defending him. It's... Have you had him on your show before? Because Glenn and I had him. We had him on the show in Baltimore.
He made the rounds. He's such a douche.
He was actually pretty nice when we had him on, but now he's ruined that because he's such an outspoken douchebag. Oh, man. But for some reason, my wife got on a Star Trek kick the last week or so, and so we've watched some of the Star Trek movies. You know, the new ones with Chris Pine.
Yeah, I like those. I like those a lot.
Watch those, and then I'm like, well, why don't we watch the originals? Let's take a gander.
Chris does a great
those.
job at those.
Chris Pine is really good.
I love those.
He's really good in it. I like him. But then, so we went back to the Bill Shatner ones, and of course the original Star Trek movies, and they don't hold up as well as I remember them.
Really?
And that includes George Takei.
Here we go. There we go. I want to thank Texas Bizzle for showing me this or sending me this. I think I want to thank this individual. I don't even know if I want to show this. It's really rough, y'all. So hide the kids for just a second. But this is an American street. Should I not show this? Chris is yelling at me. It's a little boy and a little girl walking down the street. One of these parades. I hope your kids are away from the TV for a moment. But there you go. That is an American street right there.
It's illegal. Okay.
Yeah, we got enough of that?
And then some.
It looks like they're just getting ready for the parade.
It was blurred. It was blurred.
It just looks like they're just getting ready for the parade there.
Oh, gosh. I mean, we are a nation in free fall.
We are, yeah, we are. And again, part of stopping that free fall is turning to God, and this is not doing that, right?
Those numbers are down too.
Those numbers are down.
It's a little disheartening.
Yeah, it is.
But hey, we got college courses now where you can learn to be a drag queen.
Oh, wow.
But those are at
That TCU.
Completely secular.
You might recognize TCU is standing for Texas Christian University.
Well,
yeah, but they've got a course on the art of drag.
Right.
It's an elective that requires students to create their own drag persona.
It's an elective.
And it explores how such performances contribute to queer world making. Oh, that's good. All right, so we're trying to make a queer world?
Made.
And the answer is yes.
I think it's been made.
I think it has. Students enrolled in the Queer Art of Drag offered by the Department of Women and Gender Studies. Anytime any school has a Department of Gender Studies, weird things are going to be going on in that department every time. They must choose a name and a drag greeting for their drag persona, as well as develop a lip-sync portfolio. It's a lot of work. I'm not sure you'd enjoy this, Jeffy.
Give me my credit hours.
No, I mean, I'm a fan.
You also have to produce a performance video for the TCU Annual Night of Drag.
Okay, I mean,
you up for that?
I've been in drag many times, several times on this network, as a matter of fact. So.
Yes, you have. And you've done it well, I might add. You've played Hillary quite well.
Thank you.
Hillary Clinton, I'm talking about, not Hillary Kennedy. That you're not cut out for. The course.
Why not? You bastard.
I'll let you think about that for a minute. The course, which delves into the history of drag in challenging dominant norms and systems of oppression, is taught by Nino Testa, whose drag name is Maria Von Clapp.
Got the clap.
I'm sure it's some reference to that. Would be my guess. Yeah, that's funny.
Of course.
No, it is. It's very funny. It's very funny.
Here we go. Jeffy's getting in drag queen apologist mode here.
Yes, he is.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's hear
They're
your
having
defense.
fun.
At Texas Christian University. Let's hear your defense.
Okay. So I can't dress up in drag and be a Christian. Okay.
No, you can. I just don't think you can promote it at a Christian university.
Is it worth 3 credit hours? I mean, tell me this is
that what they're getting?
I don't know. Tell me this is only 1. I can't believe this insanity.
The final 4-page paper on the entire process of developing your drag persona should be written in the voice of your drag persona.
Of course, yeah. Hello.
This class has been generously funded by an exclusive excellence grant from the Office of Diversity and Inclusion.
Wow.
I love the offices of diversity and inclusion. They're great.
Your first sign of trouble.
Every time.
So, I mean, they took the money. So
Jeffy,
now they
what would your drag name be?
I don't know.
I'll let you think about that. Yeah, you probably got to think about it because that's a tough one. You want it to be just the right amount of double entendre and just disgusting. You know, it's got to be kind of more toward the disgusting part, but a little bit double entendre, ever so slightly subtle, but overt enough to where everybody knows what you're really saying. You know what I mean?
I do.
You're right. Okay.
I do.
All right. Just want to make sure you know. All right. You know, between the constant news cycle and everyday stress, it's easy to get burned out mentally and physically. Even the top headlines are enough to get my blood pressure boiling. Not only that, but as we get older, it's even more important to keep our hearts healthy and happy, which you can do with SuperBeets Heart Chews. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, SuperBeets Heart Chews polyphenol compound is about 2 times more effective at supporting healthy blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. So that means more energy, more circulation, more and blood pressure support that's easy and convenient, and they taste great. I love these things. They're delicious. So double your potential with SuperBeets Heart Chews. Get a free 30-day supply of SuperBeets Heart Chews and get 15% off your first order by going to getsuperbeets.com. Use the promo code UNLEASHED. That's getsuperbeets.com. Use the promo code UNLEASHED.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Sorry. Chris Cruz just brought us breakfast. Free breakfast from Chick-fil-A.
This is why
which
we
I
brought
should
him on
not
board.
be eating, but I'll die happy today.
Aw.
I mean, you have to eat.
I don't have to eat?
You have to eat.
Yeah,
you do have to eat.
Jeffy's used that line before.
You
I'm
have
sure.
to eat.
That's true. It's true. It's very true.
Thank you, Chris.
I haven't indulged like that since it started. So, man, that first bite tasted good. That was...
That's kind of sad.
That's like manna from heaven.
When a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
the greatest thing I've ever. Yeah, it is.
Kinda
Right?
sad. I'm
Because
really
that was
sad
just
for you.
that was just a normal meal before. It's like
a snack.
That's like an everyday snack. Not anymore. All right, got some tweets here. Oops, all berries. Tweets. Can you imagine what they would do if these naked men were parading around the Capitol? You think they'd be held like prisoners of war? No, not if they're gay. No.
Probably not.
Nope. If this is a pride parade, that'd be okay. It'd be fine.
I mean, they just had, when we had the people showing their breastages and stuff in front of the White House, right?
Right.
They disavowed it, but
Right.
nothing happened to them.
They said, we're not going to let you into the White House anymore. You're
But nothing
banned.
happened to
But
them.
nothing happened to
Right.
him. Pablo Lim, I'm still waiting outside the Big Frog Studios for my prize.
What?
The home version of your game never arrived psychically. We'll have to send that again. And I
that's
just
too bad.
did.
That's
so.
too bad.
The Big Frog 1099.
Oh, there, right there. See, that's where
There
they're
it
waiting
is.
there.
Congratulations.
By the way, there's a tweet. If you want to look up, it's. I'll put this under @PatUnleashed. But basically, we're soliciting for drag queen names for one Jeff Fisher. We have some early entries from Abnormal, Jeffina Von Clapp. We
I like
have Relentless Daring says a lot of moob should be
A lot of moob.
A lot of moob. I'm
Like
going
that's
with.
man boobs, moob.
How about Sister Cankles? Do you like that one?
Not really.
Not really.
Sister Cankles, you don't like? You are the Cankles king.
I like.
That's what qualified you to impersonate Hillary Clinton.
Right. And her cankles. Because you love her cankles, right?
I still actually, I think I still have the, I don't know, it was like a dozen nylons on each leg.
Admit it. Admit it. You wear them for fun on the weekends.
That's great. Yeah. Well, probably many of the weekdays as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's this is kind of a fun video. It's the 24-hour Russian rebellion in a nutshell.
Oh.
In case you missed it,
okay.
This will catch you up on everything.
Is that what we're
happened.
calling it now? The rebellion?
The
Yeah,
rebellion.
the rebellion. This is,
It wasn't an insurrection because nobody broke into the Kremlin and paraded.
And he said, yeah.
Had they done that.
Yeah, here we go.
Had they did.
Look at that. They're at each other's throat. All right.
Okay.
They're barking at each other.
Right.
I mean, that's serious business. You got the Wagner group on the left, Russia on the right. Look at that, dude. Look at that.
Vicious.
Vicious, right?
Vicious.
Okay.
And then
we're going to pull the gate back. And we're done here.
And we're done.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
No.
Okay, now
We're
we're
quite done. All right.
Yeah,
now
all
get
right.
out of here.
What is that? That's not the first time I've seen a video like that where a gate opens and the dogs stop going at each other's throats. It's like, oh, well, now I'm not serious.
Oh, man. The barking, I can definitely relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Got a barking situation in my house. It just doesn't end. Does not end. Oh, my gosh. I have the yappiest dog on planet Earth. She barks and barks and barks and barks. It drives me out of my mind.
What sets her off?
Everything.
A leaf?
Mm-hmm.
Blowing by?
If she hears a sound outside, if somebody walks past our front door on the sidewalk or drives past on the street or flies overhead in a plane, she goes out of her mind. Out of her mind.
Or closes a cabinet door too loud.
Yeah. Yep, that'll do it.
See, the big dog, he's at that point in his life where he's got 3 levels. Like, if he hears something off in the distance, he'll just like... Okay, like, there, I acknowledged it. Okay, so then he might bark from there, but he's still not getting up. He's like, I'm too old. I'm not doing this. But if level 3 happens and he actually goes out to the front door, then you've got to follow him or he's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Got to acknowledge it,
Not
man.
good. That's not good.
I prefer level 1.
The dog that I have in my house now that I swore we'd never have.
Yeah. But I'm surprised you didn't put your foot down because.
Oh, I did. I did, and I said,
over your
no
home
dogs.
with an iron fist.
No dogs.
Right.
I'm not. No,
you did say
we're not getting a dog.
And now you have a dog.
So anyway, the dog was barking the other day.
Uh-huh. The dog that's not there was barking?
Correct.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I hear from my daughter, you're petting the dog. What am I supposed to do?
Right. I mean, if it's
the
in
dog's
your face,
in the
you gotta pet
house.
it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He just turned a year old, too. He's getting big.
You've had it for a year?
Almost. Almost. It was.
Wow.
We got it when he was about 3 or 4 months old, something like that. Yeah.
Hey,
right.
Jeffy, Brutus Maximus has put a name out there for you to consider. How does this grab you? Queen Blumpus McFatty.
Oh, I don't mind that. That's kind of funny.
Can we change that to Blimpus McFatty?
Blimpus McFatty.
Queen Blimpus McFatty.
Either way, I like it.
I know.
Blimpus.
It's catchy.
Twinkie Sparkles.
What was the other one? Jefferina Clapp?
Yeah, that's true. Jeffina. Yeah, I forget here.
Also, we have this from Defiant.
I don't think we have time for this here. Right?
Defiant Dentist?
Defiant Baptist?
Baptist.
Okay, I don't think we have time.
Jeez, you're a terrible.
I know. I can't.
Defiant Baptist. We'll get to Defiant Baptist's video in here in just a minute.
Oh, you know what we have time for is my daughter spotted the King shopping at Walmart.
The King?
Yeah, Elvis Presley was at Walmart. He's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
The conspiracy theories are correct.
All right.
There he is. See that? You can see there's looking good at 88 years old.
Yeah, baby. I'm made, man.
Now, where's Scylla, man? Scylla.
That's awesome.
Give me another nanner sandwich if you would.
Go easy.
So then Texas Bizzle kind of updated it, made it a little bit more believable. There you go.
There it is.
You got the bread, the nanners, and the peanut butter.
All right.
Elvis would not have that peanut butter.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, because it's Reese's.
Yeah,
Reese's.
Instead of about the King.
Yeah, it's got to be Jif.
I mean, I barely am okay with Wonder. I barely am okay with Wonder Bread.
I appreciate you correcting that to Reese's.
Yeah, it's
because
Reese's.
There's too many people
that
who
say
call
Reese's.
it Reese's, and it drives me insane.
That's what we called it in Montana, though. I've had to adjust my way of pronouncing that to Reese's.
It's Reese's.
In Reese's
peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
But it should be Jif.
Yeah.
Who's with me on
That's
that?
how you pronounce it.
Jif. The King would not.
Would not do that. Wouldn't slum it with Reese's.
And he wouldn't be running his own errands either.
They've got the Reese's Natural Creamy with honey. Oh man, so good. Not Reese's, the Jif. And you know what? Even the new Skippy is not that bad.
Oh, wow.
How dare you?
It's pretty darn good. You done? Is that it? That's it. We just lost Jeffy.
Aww.
We lost him. All right, more coming up in just a minute.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Let me take a minute and tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. I'm guessing that the next time you fly somewhere, you're probably not going to try to build your own plane and fly it there, right?
Really?
Yeah, you're going to leave that to the experts.
That's just a guess, though.
Right. You're going to leave the plane building to Boeing, and then the scheduling of the flights and the flying of the plane, you'll leave that to whatever airline.
Other people do that. Professionals do that.
Yeah. Same should apply to your realtor, because you want somebody who's really committed, somebody who's really successful, not somebody who's never sold a house in their career. That's bad. So we only have the most successful professionals in your area. Plus, they're fans of the show. They get you, you'll get them, and it won't be some kind of awkward situation. I really hate that because you're driving around looking at all kinds of homes. When we first moved to Dallas, I think we looked at 40 some homes before we finally chose the first one we looked at. Came completely back around to the first. Anyway, go to Real Estate Agents I Trust and find a great agent for yourself. It's a really important investment in your life. You want it to go well. RealestateAgentsITrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Coming up on Overtime, we're going to take a look at the biggest snubs in the history of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Gosh, I wonder who could be on that list.
I don't know. I don't know who's number one, but I can think of a band that could possibly be number one.
Really? You could think of a...
Yeah, off the top of my head, but...
I can't really. Well, we'll see.
Okay, all right.
We'll see who might be on that list.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. If you've ever wanted a tour of a Home Depot in Portland, Oregon, and who hasn't?
Have I?
I wake up sometimes 2, 3 in the morning and think, God, if I could just get a tour of the Home Depot in Portland.
Bro, that's weird.
That's what YouTube was invented for.
Oh,
that's what they invented YouTube for.
Well, why didn't I think of that?
You might need a therapist because that is very specific.
But if you're like me, today's your lucky day. You're getting a tour of a Home Depot in Portland, Oregon.
Dreams do come true.
They do.
This plywood here, as you can see, we're almost completely sold out of it because a lot of small business owners have to purchase this when their businesses get vandalized. These sticks right here, very popular for Portland protests. Homeless people will, by law, be camping on your front yard, and homeless people prefer yards that are well kept. When you steal a car, come right here to the key section. Every criminal is going to want one of these here. These earplugs here are very popular among Portland residents, perfect for anyone that doesn't want to hear banging, drilling, or the truth. This caution tape right here is actually very important because the police in the area have actually run out of crime tape. That let's say you're going through the front door of a small business, you go like this. This one is going to be one of our most popular for sale, obviously. If you're looking for a brick to throw through the window of a small business, that's going to be in Home and Gardening in aisle 4. This hose right here is actually perfect, and a lot of criminals use these to siphon gas out of people's cars.
I'm concerned for this guy's employment situation.
I was thinking the same thing. There's no way
hot dogs, obviously,
no way.
Fentanyl, gaps and cracks. This is perfect for any Portland residents. Political ideology.
If he's employed there,
under
and
like
didn't
this,
just
really have a
steal
firm
the
grip right on the top. This door right here is actually one of our top-selling doors. It's very easy to get through, as you can see. We call it the Joe Biden immigration policy. Including for spray paint, for vandalism, aisle 9.
This guy is good.
So
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, did he just get the smock or something, the apron, whatever that is? Or does he actually work there? Because if he did, he doesn't anymore.
For sure.
Would be my guess. But Defiant Baptist, Pathead, sent us some stuff. And the latest, he sends us stuff all the time, but the latest contribution is a pastor's 2-minute explanation of, get this.
Oh, what?
Piltdown Man.
Piltdown Man.
I love it. You may have heard Piltdown Man mentioned a time or two.
I mean, this is your thing.
On this show.
This is your thing.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's my thing. It's one of my jihads. Anyway, here it is.
Well, Piltdown Man was discovered in 1912, and the Illustrated London News had a picture of what he looked like based on the evidence. It was a piece of jaw, 2 molar teeth, a canine tooth, and a piece of skull. Okay. And the confident interpretation by the Geological Society of London was, he's 500,000 to 1 million years old.
Yeah.
And the bones leave no possible doubt but that they represent a man who must be regarded as affording us a link with our remote ancestors, the apes. No possible doubt.
So great.
Well, the bones went into the Natural History Museum in London. There were other artistic representations, this one more ape-like. But there were scientists who said, you know, we would like to look at those bones. And the Natural History Museum said, we'd be happy to show you plaster casts of the bones. They didn't let anybody actually look at the real bones for 40 years. Finally, in 1953, they let some scientists, they were actually evolutionists, look at those bones, and what they found was a deliberate hoax. The jawbone was from an orangutan. They estimated it died about 50 years earlier. The skull was human. They carbon dated it to be about 500 to 700 years old. The bones were artificially colored with chemicals to make them look old.
Okay.
And when they examined the teeth under the microscope, they could see file marks. They had been filed to make them look more human. And the evidence pointed to some of the leading British scientists involved in this hoax, but they were already dead. But think about that. How many people who read the article in 1912 lived to 1953 to find out it was a hoax?
All of them. Every one of them.
Every one of them did?
Yeah, all
Okay.
of them did.
And how many people did they tell? Hey, I read this article.
They didn't tell anybody. Nobody.
So
Actually, I don't think he's entirely correct on scientists not having access to it for 40 years. I believe it was checked a few times along the way. And it fooled them, or they didn't care. It either fooled them or they didn't care. Because scientists did from time to time examine it.
Interesting.
And they could not tell it was a hoax until 1953. I mean, that's astounding, isn't it? And yet, everything we hear from science and scientists, we're supposed to just believe immediately and not question and not talk about it and not debate it and not... You can't ask a question about it. Like, hey, wait a minute. Why are all of these computer models that you're doing on climate change, why are they all inaccurate? Why are they all wrong? Why, when we look back through the years from 1970 on, we see so many faulty, stupid, embarrassing predictions that have never come true? And you continue to make these predictions?
Sure do.
And they continue not to come true? I mean, you just went through the one with Greta Van Thunberg the other day. She had to delete one of the predictions that she was promoting from a scientist.
And if she had any guts, she wouldn't have deleted it. But,
right.
You know.
But she doesn't.
No.
She doesn't. And, it's not her fault. It is the people around her. It's her parents' fault. It's scientists' fault. It's her school system in the beginning where they kept telling her that catastrophic climate change is so bad.
We've done that to
and we're not going to make
so many people.
Yeah,
so many of the kids that were in school.
They're scared out of their minds.
Pounded into their heads.
Yeah, and frankly, I don't blame them. It's the people who pounded it into their heads that are at fault here.
Especially her parents.
Her parents.
Yeah,
absolutely right. It's despicable, and they've scared the crap out of an entire generation of kids. And as a result, these kids are willing to spend whatever. They don't care if it's $100 trillion to fix. They don't care.
Doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
We'd have to save the planet. We have to save us.
Right, because we can't afford not to do it.
Right.
That's the thinking. Well, yeah, we can. Yes, we very much can. And it's not catastrophic anyway. Look around you. Do you have a window? Yeah, I do.
It's closed right now because it's 8 billion degrees outside. But, hey, there's nothing
hot right now.
That doesn't have anything to do with climate change. That's weather.
Was it the year we got here or the year before? Dallas had a record number of days that exceeded 100 degrees.
That was
the year before.
That was the year before.
It's 2011.
Yeah.
In
2011, I was here that summer.
We had a summer, I think, was 73 straight days. It was in the 70s, 70 to 73 straight days of 100 plus.
It cranked.
Okay, well then it should be doing that every year, right? It hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
I mean, it's dang hot right now, but that happens.
Right.
It happens. And yet every time it happens, they're telling us, again, it's climate change.
So, look, the president has been very clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
The president has been very clear. All the scientists have been very clear.
Everyone's been clear.
Yeah, they've been very, very clear because they want to spend a lot of money continuing this hoax. Speaking of hoaxes, there's another one for you. Anyway, did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat? Is that disgusting? Or
what now?
Traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. Does that seem icky?
Rest well.
Crazy?
It's suboptimal.
Gross? It's definitely suboptimal. You're right about that. That was a powerful statement, Jeff.
Thank you.
Miracle Made, though, offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding, like sheets, pillowcases, comforters, that prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry. I love these things. They're so comfortable. They're so soft. You would think you'd spend thousands for these because, the high thread count. The thread count where it's like up in the upper hundreds or low thousands, like it's 1,500 thread count. You don't need that because these are so quality and they're fantastic. They're self-cooling, self-cleaning, luxurious comfort and quality without the high price tag of the other luxury brands. You'll think you're sleeping on sheets that, are the equivalent of 5-star hotels that they use. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. trymiracle.com/Pat And when you do that today, whether you are buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order right now, you'll save over 40%. 40%! And use the promo code PAT at checkout. You'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Use the promo code PAT. You get the 3-piece towel set and you save over 40% off. trymiracle.com/Pat.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
I gave up buying bedding. I went to. I'll never forget. I was out.
You sleep in a barn?
I knew we needed some new sheets, and I sent my wife a picture of these sheets. I said, "These look fine," and I forget what the thread count was, but the reply was, "We are not cave people." So I thought, okay, well, you can buy them for that.
That's great. That's great. I've become kind of a sheet snob.
She
over
definitely
the years.
is. I'll get them. Just leave me alone.
All right. What was the other thing you had that you wanted to talk about?
Princess Leia.
Yes.
I know. I know that our own Glenn Beck is busy showing off the Mercury One collection of history in Utah this week
in St.
called
George.
Blueprints of History. But he doesn't have this yet.
I bet he's trying to get it.
The ceremonial gown worn by Carrie Fisher that was believed
sounds like
to
it's
be
right up his alley.
I
doesn't
know.
It?
It was believed to be destroyed after production of A New Hope, but it was recently discovered tucked away in a London attic.
Why can that never happen to me?
I know.
There is nothing to discover in my attic except insulation foam.
Is it collector's edition insulation foam?
Oh,
No.
Sorry.
The coolest thing, man.
Of course, they restored it, and the gown was for the legendary character Princess Leia's sharing that the ceremonial gown was to reflect the purity and beauty of her character.
And that was the one they used at the very end, right?
Yes.
Yeah, where everybody's getting their awards and stuff.
It was the only known
cool.
Princess Leia costume from the original film in existence. So for the next 3 days, beginning today at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles.
They say this is going to go for over $100.
They do. They absolutely do. You are correct. I mean, oh my gosh, it's like you work for the Peterson Automotive Museum.
You've been looking at my bids over here?
They're going to start the bidding at $500,000.
Oof! Wow, it'll go for a lot more than that, I bet.
They're hoping to get at
what
least
do they think
a
of the
couple
range?
million. 1 to 2 million.
Okay, yep, that's a lot. You probably count me out of that bidding.
Really?
Yeah. I'll start at the low end. I'll bid $30. Is there a reserve on it? Can you not get it for less than $500?
What I like to do in these, I just don't. I say, well, I'll give you $500,001. Somebody will go over that. It'll never come back to you.
Right.
Never come back to you. Good. So there are 14, along with Leia's gown, there are 1,400 Hollywood costumes, props, and movie paraphernalia that are going to be available in Los Angeles this week, starting today, up for auction. Among them, Batman's motorcycle from the 2008 film Dark Knight.
That'd be cool.
The shield used by Brad Pitt in Troy. And this I would not be surprised to see in the Mercury One Museum. The mud-splattered cloak and glasses worn by Daniel Radcliffe in Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, for
that
sure.
would be kind of cool.
That'd be another thing Glenn would want.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know he's a little busy. But,
a little.
He'll send one of his due people to take care of it.
Yeah, well, that's what he always does. So.
Really?
But yeah, he's conducting all.
It's almost like you know him.
I think he's conducting almost all of the tours of the museum in St. George.
I don't know about that. I think there's
a lot. He's doing a lot of them.
He's doing many of them, but he was saying yesterday that they were telling him not to go out there when the other crowds were coming through, because then everything gets bogged down.
Right? Yeah.
Real quick, if you want to do
he was
some
kind of bummed about that.
Quick housekeeping on Dallas-Fort Worth. Greatest number of 100-degree days in a season. These are the top 10.
Okay.
I'll start at the bottom, right? Is that how we do this? So it goes 1951.
51.
2006.
Okay.
1952. 2000.
All right.
2022. 1956. 1954, 1998.
What are we up to here?
1980, and then the number one, the most
2011.
100 degree days. 2011.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. I mean, but look at that. You got of the top 5. You've got 2 in the 50s.
Yes.
One in the
right.
1990s, one in the 1980s, and then 2011. There's no rhyme or reason. It's not like it's, oh, look, it's 2009, 2010, 2011. Stop.
If it's what we're told it is, we should set a record every
year.
Yes.
It'd be
every year.
Consistently worse.
I'm so tired of hearing it. That show me that. And, you know, maybe I'll say, okay, well, we still can't change the weather. I don't care what you're going to do. We still can't change the weather. We certainly can't change the climate.
No kidding.
They're trying.
It drives me.
Yeah, they are. And we got more smoke coming in from Canada, too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Milwaukee, Chicago having fun.
Smoke from a distant fire.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It's a great song.
It's a great song. It's very clever, too. You ever really paid attention to the lyrics?
It just
really
said
good.
it's a good song.
Yeah, it is.
What do you want?
By the way,
does it have a tambourine in that song at all?
I hope not.
No? Okay.
There's no tambourine? I bet there is. There's a tambourine in every song, isn't there? I think there is.
There is on this show.
There should be. There should be. Give me life hacks, by the way. Just throwing that out there random. Okay.
I already gave you one today.
Did you really?
Bougie.
You did?
You gave us bougie.
That's not a life hack.
Yeah,
That's
no,
bougie.
you're
talking about
the squares.
I missed that. Thank you.
No, bougie is not a life hack. Bougie sauce is a life sentence.
Okay, we got it.
All right. President Joe Biden is kicking off a more than $42 billion plan to give every American household access to high-speed internet.
It's about time.
Good.
By 2030.
It's about time. I thought we already had this solved, but
I did too.
Well, we had it solved for the Lumbee tribe. Whoops, and that's not it. That shows you what I played last.
My bad. Yeah. So Obama took care of the Lumbees,
right?
And Rhonda Lockley,
because of Rhonda, who did this testimony.
And I'm a member of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina. I have 2 children, and like any mother, I want the best for my boys. Jacob, my oldest, is a transferring student to UNC Pembroke. And Isaac is in the 8th grade at Pembroke Middle School.
Never graduated, do we know?
Like most families.
I don't know.
Across the state who either don't have access to high-speed internet who can't afford
it.
We were stuck with dial-up their home until 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Can you believe that? So 2 months before this happened in 2009, they were still on dial-up.
Right, but they had already purchased her ticket to fly her to D.C., so just come on anyway.
Right.
Whine about
I feel that this has put my family, my sons in particular,
the sons,
at a severe disadvantage.
Well, it has. She's right. Of course it has. She's right.
Isaac depends on the internet
to search for porn,
to complete his assignments for school.
Assignments for school, I see.
And believe me, dial-up
He
is
often
tough
uses
on
the
porn
internet
searching.
to work on reports, projects, or often at times to just do research. I watch him struggle with the dial-up service and observed him get frustrated because he could not move around on the web like he likes and needed to do.
Right.
Seemingly easy assignments took him hours to complete.
Took hours. Can you
it's
imagine
very
this?
disheartening to watch.
He's just a bad learner.
Yeah.
Can we just,
Isaac got very upset.
Can we just agree that her kids
and frustrated
are stupid
because he could not do what he needed to do?
Or likes.
As a mother,
go to a
it
library.
breaks my heart and causes me to feel
listen to this.
that I have failed him.
Well, that's because you have, hon. That's because you have.
Yeah.
I cannot speak to that.
Well, you should, because you're a failure as a mother.
Wow.
And that makes me very frustrated. Okay.
You got encyclopedias, woman.
But Barack Obama took care of it.
He took care of it for the Lumbee tribe. Now Biden's going to take care of it for the rest of us.
That's
$42 billion to deliver high-speed internet.
All right.
Are you serious? He said, here's what he said. Let us agree in the 21st century America, high-speed internet is not a luxury. It's a necessity. No, it's not. And just because you said it doesn't make it so. No, high-speed internet is not a necessity, at least not in your home. And the rest of us don't need to pay for your high-speed internet. Man, they just don't care about our tax dollars.
No, they do not.
We are so far away from the Davy Crockett time where,
oh, my gosh.
where these funds were considered sacred.
Yep.
And they didn't belong to the government. They came from the people. And so they were careful with how they spent the people's money. It's not theirs. That is certainly not the case.
I think
no way.
Strong case could be made that the last president who cared about budgets and debt and
I know who you're going to say.
Money.
Here we go.
Who comes to mind? Who comes to mind? Help me out.
One guy.
Dave from the movie Dave.
Yeah, here it is.
Remember Dave?
Yes, I remember Dave.
Kevin Kline.
Calvin Coolidge, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. Which, by the way, I would like to point out that coming up on Tuesday, July 4th, not only is it America's birthday, it is Calvin Coolidge's birthday. He was born in 1872.
Also my dad's birthday. Just to toss that in.
Yeah. That's cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to do a special thing at...
How's your dad doing?
He's not well.
Oh, no.
He's feeling a little peaked right now.
I'm so sorry.
He's gone. Will.
Oh, no.
I hate to hear that.
It was fast.
Should I send a card or is it too late?
A little late.
I'm sorry.
Let's see.
I didn't know.
You're 26 years late.
But can I please point out that if you go to youtube.com/@the-mic-with-Keith, on Tuesday, I'm going to do a special podcast, the life of one Calvin Coolidge. A lot of fun facts in there.
Now, that will be really good, I'm guessing.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting.
I mean, Calvin Coolidge is a president not enough Americans are aware of.
No question. And we came to love that guy. I know Keith hawked the goodness of Calvin Coolidge.
He pushed him for a long
years.
time.
And once we did that, whatever thing we did.
The cereal.
The cereal.
Glenn, yeah.
Man, you just fall in love with the guy.
No kidding. I mean, to cut the deficit, to cut spending in half one year, and they say, you know what? I'm going to do it again. And cut it in half the next year. I think the budget went from, if I remember the numbers correctly, because this was a long time ago, so the numbers don't sound impressive, but they are. It went from $11 billion to $3 billion in 2 years. And the unemployment rate went from 11% to 2%.
Huh. Is that good?
Huh. Yeah, it seems to be
good.
Pretty good.
That does seem good.
You talk about historic lows.
Right.
That's when you actually had
everybody complained because they'd go to Calvin. He was just like, no.
No, not gonna. No,
we're not doing that.
Right.
No.
All right. We'll see you on Overtime and again tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.